It has been dubbed Super Saturday, probably the final proper Cheltenham Festival trials. We've still got the likes of Kempton, Ascot still to come as well. But Super Saturday Newbury is dubbed that because we have got a Gold Cup trial, we've got a champion chase, and we've got a cracking handicap hurdle as well. Decent novices, we've got some good action over at Warwick. 8 races in front of the ITV cameras to dissect. And obviously after what happened last week with the Dublin Racing Festival, a little bit more calmer and serene this week, Frankie.
Yeah, only just heavy ground all round. I was checking the weather towards the start of the week, thinking, oh, God, here we go again. But, racing on. Last proper big weekend where horses that run this weekend, we'll see them again at Cheltenham. We're, almost exactly 4 or 5 weeks out away. And we've got some top-class horses, the likes of Haiti Calors, Lulamba racing this weekend. So there's a decent amount to enjoy.
Certainly is, and that is the key, George. I'll come to that about the ground. We saw how heavy it was last week at Leopardstown, and similar this week. I mean, some of the meetings have been called off. We've had torrential downpours this week.
Yeah, it's been horrific. And I think a lot of them, you've got to look at it and look at the Cheltenham targets as well this weekend, because a lot of the good horses will not be knocked around. You know what I mean? If the chance is gone, which is acceptable, and on that ground, the two things that I learned very early on in my racing fandom was, do you remember Claire King from Emmerdale and Corrie and all that? She always said, if it's wet, Claire King, Kim Tate, yeah. She always said to me, if it's wet, don't bet. And Venetia Haydock a few years ago said to me, good ground, there's nothing good in good ground. So there's two like that. 6, 7, there's 2 of those.
Don't bet the skinny ones on heavy ground.
Yeah, hey, boys, bigger the price, bigger the certainty.
Bigger the field.
Yeah, I knew I'd get it wrong.
They are 2 wise women with very different opinions then. Right then, let's get stuck into 8 races. We start with the 1 o'clock at Newbury. I'll start with you, Joel, because Sober Glory is going to be obviously the complete opposite of you.
Absolutely. I completed dry January up until lunchtime on January the 1st. Look, this is this horse, isn't it? Sober Glory. Is it not entered? Can one of you boys check that while I'm waffling? Is it not entered to Exeter as well on Sunday?
Yeah, off.
In a slightly better race. And is it off? Is it off already?
Well, I think it will be. Yeah, I think as we say, it's about to be. It's inspecting, but it's going to be tough.
Well, raving about this horse, aren't they? But I'm all about taking a chance. This is no form pick whatsoever on Fantasy World, the belated debut for Hendo. Lady Bamford's got a cold weather payment sit in. She's dropped 600k on this off the flat from Balding. Listed race at Ascot last time, over 1.6. It was 20-1, so it probably wasn't expected. Looked like it needed further. Rated 103 off the flat. 4-year-old gets tons of weight here. Sober Glory is carrying 11-12. This is carrying 10-4. It's still about 9s or 10s for the Triumph, and I thought it's one of those. It has been talked up, and it might bomb out and maybe not sacrificed on this ground. But Fantasy World at 5-2, 11-4, I thought that will be the poke for me.
Yeah, on soft ground. So Exeter is off, by the way. We've got that many inspections going around, and what's off? Exeter is off on Sunday. So Sober Glory is likely to turn up here. And we saw this earlier on the season, didn't we, Frankie? Actually, at Newbury, with Act of Innocence getting beat by Minella Yoga, having to give him stacks of weight.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Joel. I don't fully believe the hype with Sober Glory enough for him to be odds on. And that, if you look at a field, there's not a whole lot to take him on with, particularly once you start getting down to those double figure prices. They haven't shown enough to be up there with a 139 horse, even when getting weight. But as you mentioned, Fantasy World at 10 stone 4 gets absolutely stacks of weight. Nico hasn't, or I wouldn't say rise that frequently at 10-4. He's obviously doing the weight. As you said, I think, Matt, he's won on soft ground actually at Newbury without any hurdles to navigate, obviously. But I like the way that he went through the soft ground. You see him sort of eating up the ground a bit with a bit of a high knee action and look to go through it well on the flat. So you think he'll take to soft conditions. Hopefully he jumps well. And I think it's worth taking on the odds-on shot at the top of the market.
It's a long time since I made 10 stone 4, I can tell you that. I'd have to amputate something to be able to.
I think it was your 7th birthday, wasn't it?
Right. I tell you what, you probably need a lightweight in this 135. They won't be breaking any records. 3 mile handicap hurdle. Loads of old favourites go in here. And a Pie de Nom is the one the market's latched onto. I've seen him go well in mud before. Frankie.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, really, it was the Lanzarote, wasn't it, that our mate Iberico Lord won. And to be honest, I think Iberico Lord, and I'll speak about this race again towards the end of the card, but I think he ruined a lot of horses' races where he quickened round the bend and they tried to go with him. And in a staying race like that, if you shoot your shot too early, then, I think there was not a lot left in the tank for some of the horses by the time they got to the final hurdle in the Lanzarote. So it is kind of the obvious place to start. I think he goes off the same weight of rating of 124. The Scoutons, he was winning up until that point before finishing third in the Lanzarote, and was almost next best to Iberico Lord. But again, just a little bit short on what will be heavy ground over 3 miles. You'd like to try and take him on. The two that are interesting. Is Creberly the next Iberico Lord? Is a question. Come back from fences, back to hurdles. Mark's going down, down, down. Where's the race for him? There's one somewhere, isn't there? I'm not convinced that it's going to be this weekend. And then you know where I'm going next, boys. Quintara was second in the race last year. He is just easy to back. He hasn't had the best of seasons, but looking at what he did in this last year, both the winner and himself went on to finish 3rd and 5th at the Cheltenham Festival. That form held up really well. He's off the same sort of rating. He's still a generous price. I'd much rather be with him each way at 7-8 to 1 than I would the favourite at 13 to 8. So I can see why Pie de Nom is short, but I'm with Quintara.
Quintara. Creberly and Quintara, or just Quintara? 2 against the field, or?
No, I'll have Quintara. Creberly for another day. Like I said with Iberico Lord, and then he dotted up at 22s.
And imagine Quintara is where Joel is going to start. Was he going to stick with him, though?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's one of those races where you look at the fav and you go 13 to 8 or whatever. I wouldn't back it, wouldn't relay it. So I want to oppose it. I want to oppose it with something because it could go and hack up. But Quintara for me, pulled up at Haydock last time, second in the race 2 years ago, off a pound lower, makes all under Charlie Deutsch, 10 now, but retains ability. And I think you still get a crack in each way price. What is it, about 8, 7s or 8s, something like that? Yeah. You get a cracking price there. Favourite might just go and hack up, but not for me, unfortunately.
All right, I will stick with you for the Denman Chase, named after your favourite horse, of course. Is it a match?
No, it's not a match. There is one winner here, and the lazy bookies, once again, the odds compilers have got this totally wrong. Now, look, Venetia Williams has probably had the worst season she's ever had in life, but the decent horses have run well, as has the horse I'm going to put up, L'Homme Presse, right? J-Lo, decent horse, ran well. A lot of them, at the back of the telly. I cannot forgive Eddie Claw at Haydock. What is the excuse there? That is my thing. Eddie Claw needs to win this to, be any possible contender in the Gold Cup. And I know you like this, the horse, Matt. But you look at this. Yeah, you look at L'Homme Presse, what you ever call it, 3/4 lengths behind Spillane Tower. Grey Dawn, who was back in third that day in the Cotswold Chase, arguably not off, giving £6 to Plains Tower that day. I think, I don't know my app yet, but this is close to it. I said earlier in the previous race, I couldn't back or lay it. I've been laying Hayclaw all day long.
He bombed out in the Betfred Chase because he'd raced not long before, which is exactly what L'Homme Presse has done in the Cotswold. I think that's the way I see it. But
okay, well, do you go for it? I mean,
I'm not steaming in. I'm just adding fuel to the fire to see what Matt says in between.
Well, exactly what Joel has said. I mean, this is his Cheltenham trial. Will he be fully wound up? Festival's only 5 weeks away. It's heavy ground, but he's gone well. He's won over hurdles already this season at Haydock, and I just think L'Homme Presse has run too. But I mean, that first race at Cheltenham that he ran, it was odd. He was up there, then he dropped all the way back, and then he stayed on really strongly. what can we read into that Cotswold chase? I know a few people still think Grey Dawn has got a chance in the Gold Cup. You know, still got beat by Spillane's Tower. He was gallant. It was a tough race in sticky ground. So I'd be disappointed if IT Claw isn't to win this, that's for sure. If he doesn't win this, then you can forget Gold Cup on the Friday of the festival, can't you?
Yeah, I think so. It's not going to be easy, though, is it? With Lompress put up a fight with Spillane's Tower, even though he went and passed him easy enough, he did put up a bit of a fight. My concern is that was only, 2-3 weeks ago? Wasn't long ago, was it?
Fortnight ago.
There you go, 2 weeks ago. That's my worry with Lompress. It's pretty bold of them to come here 2 weeks later after a tough race. But older horses like that know their job, maybe takes a bit of racing to get them out.
Fair play from coming here. Otherwise, we'd have a 3-horse race. 90 kilos would be 8s on, and there's 50 grand to the winner. So
yeah,
might as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
So just going to confirm, we've been around the houses. Joel, Lompress, Frankie,
all day long.
Frankie,
tentatively with Haiti Claus.
Okay, let's see more about the Game Spirit Chase. We've got another odds-on favourite here, and around about a similar price as well. In the new star, is he the new star? Lou Lambert. Frankie, take the stage.
He has to be winning this to be the new star, doesn't he? And look, I tried to take him on in the Henry VIII on the basis that he hadn't proven it against some horses that have done more than him or have more experience. And he went and battered them by 8 or 9 lengths and put them and me in my place. So I think taking him on from a win perspective, you'd be silly. And I reckon he should go and win this no matter the ground, no matter what. You know, he is a superstar in waiting, really. And we want to see him be really impressive and not shake up the Arkle market, but sort of stamp his authority on the Arkle market against the Irish horses. I would be trying to maybe try and have a forecast play or even an each way play. I know there's not many runners for 3 places, but I think that Liberty Hunter is the best of the rest. He was a slightly bigger price earlier, but just the way that he's been campaigned, he made a mistake 4 out in the Tingle Creek. I wasn't saying, well, not to say he was going super well, but he was keeping up with a very competitive field well enough. He was beaten in this last year by Master Chewy, but gets a little bit more weight this time round. So if I was to play a 1-2, or if he went slightly bigger and I wanted to try and pick up some each way second, then he might be the shout. But I think Lou Lambert will win this. I hope he does. I really hope he's impressive here.
Cool.
Is this the race that Altior and Sprinter Sacre have used in the past?
They just don't love the fact it's heavy, do they? But I mean, what can you do?
Nicky Anderson, heavy.
Yeah. All I'm saying, as soon as you hate is, as you say that, is Lydia Hislop. It's soft, it's heavy, it's soft, it's heavy, it's soft, it's heavy on times, or whatever it was. Earlier on in the week, if the Hendo stable had that reputation for a gambling stable, which they really don't, do they? They don't have that reputation like certain stables. But as soon as he said may not run on the ground, it went out to 2-1. If you got the 2-1, brilliant. It looks like we're all set. As Frankie says, best horses in the race, should win this, 8-11. We want to see superstars, yes. I'll be keeping an eye on, and I'm sure the stewards will be having an ISO cam on Meet Me by the Sea. I'm sure that'll be out for a day out, and Harry Cobden will start to realise what job he's taken on. There's 3 or 4 in this that will not be running to their merits, I believe. And you know what? Brookie is 80-1, which will be trying for its life. So favourite wins, and for your £2, Lalamba, Brookie, have the forecast.
Okay, yeah. So you'd imagine. Well, no, I agree. I mean, you get close to Lou Lambert, you blow your mark for the Grand Annual. So there is that to consider, right?
Yeah, and what's Brookie got to lose?
Right, 320, always a cracking race. This the former Gold Trophy, the Schweppes as it was, always been a brilliant race down the years. We're set to have 16 going to post. We've had a lot of 2-mile handicappers this season, and unusually, Joel, Dan Skelton is the place to start, and he's got a very warm order in the lightly raced mare, Let It Rain.
Yeah, I'm having two selections in this. I'll be honest with you. I went quite big on Let It Rain. Was it 3-1, 7-2, something like that. That last run. It's worth a watch. I'd been off for a long time, and Harry was pulling back at the hurdles or whatever. And I think he was a bit like, they're gonna catch me here, and I'm gonna do my handicap mark. So he did the old noodle arms and whatever, and horses passed him. Then he got into the drive after that and give it a couple. I think this is one of the biggest plot jobs of the season so far. I think she Let It Rain is there, but as you know, it's a big field, could blow out. And I went for Hot Fuss. David Bass, who we love, Bassy. Every time though this horse front runs, I always think David Bass is brilliant from the front. Every time this horse front runs, it gets beat. If it's slightly handy to middle, it'll win. Was beaten 18 lengths by, is it Tutti Quanti at Newbury in November? And that was Hurdle's debut. Look, this fam should be one of the best bets of the weekend. It screams plot job to me. And breaks off. Skelton's brilliant in something like this.
So you two are Let It Rain and Hot Fuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you want two, Frankie?
I'll have two. I'll have Let It Rain. That's an easy freebie. It's she's talked about as a bit of a plot job and a horse that's going places. So you can understand why she's at the top of the market, and she's not the worst price if you're going to also have another dart in there each way at something that might pick up the pieces. Lanesborough would be my each way shout. I mentioned the Lanzarote, another horse that was going well enough, turning for home, and when Iberica Lord injected that bit of pace into the race, again, sort of tried to go with him, and his race was ran, I think, by the time he got to the final hurdle, so was all out of steam. But off a similar mark, has been competitive in two more handicap hurdles. I'd say will go all right again. Lanesborough each way.
Okay, Lanesborough each way then. Right, pop over to Warwick. Got a extended 2.5 mile listed mares hurdle. Jubilee Alpha could be quite short, around about the even money mark. She's burnt a few fingers on a few occasions, though, Frankie.
She's burnt mine. She's burnt mine, and I'm really I'm really scratching my head at this race, because she should really be a bit of a shoo-in, especially off of almost level weights here. She's been beaten when carrying a lot of weight in handicaps, but as I said when she got beat last time, she did just look a little bit weak. The same at Cheltenham, she looked a little bit weak in the finish, and I'd probably back her with a reasonable field. But Hendo's in here, I've always been a fan of. La Poncière, or however you say it. She hasn't raced for about a year, which is obviously the negative, but I always thought she was going to be a mare that would end up being half decent. She's been beaten before by Jubilee Alpha at Cheltenham, but I think she can improve past her. It's just whether race fitness catches her out. So if you look at it, Jubilee Alpha on ratings, on match fitness, on all the rest of it should be winning. But La Poncière popping up, I'm going to have a go. I'd regret it if I didn't.
Okay, so you're taking a favourite, and I'm pretty sure after those noises, Joel is too.
Well, I don't know what you mean. Hello, I put up Nurse Susan, was my nap at Sandown, who beat Jubilee Alpha. Was it 2.5, 3 lengths at Sandown on good ground. I looked through this race, and I really like one in here, which is Hollygrove Cha-Cha, or Hollygrove Cha-Cha. Ran over fences at Windsor last time, was a gamble. It mangled the 4th, and then that was that, but was staying on. Back over hurdles, 3 from 5 over hurdles. Eye-catching last time. Gavin Sheehan, another one of my top jocks. Love gorgeous Gav. If he was a chocolate bar, I'd eat himself. And Hollygrove Cha-Cha, because Jubilee Alpha, it's just the finishing kick. You'll know, Matt, when you get to a certain age, you just can't finish. And that's what I'm thinking with Jubilee Alpha.
I know, but I'm saying this, I've put up another horse in the race, but she's been running off of 12 stone in handicap. She should be winning this, but we're both taking her on.
What happens.
I mean, but for my argument was for just wherever La Poncière was to pop up, I'd probably have a go because I've always thought she might be half decent. So
Yeah, and has that horse been unlucky, or is it just got a case of second-itis? Now, many people don't like backing horses when they see them 2-2-2-2-2-2. The old Desmonds. I don't mind at all because at some point we're going to get there, and I can't find any hard luck stories. And I'm pretty unconvinced. I was really big this weekend on Hollygrove. Cha-cha.
Okay, right, move on to the Kingmaker. I'll start with you, Joel. Arkle credentials on the line here. You sticking with your mate Saturday Sam?
Right, so if we're talking, being honest, we're here every week. Come and join us. Hey, stay with us. These three jocks in here, Dylan Johnson, Ben Jones and Tristan Durrell, all been fabulous all year. Ben Jones has been, if Sean Bowen didn't exist now, he would be absolute the best. Tristan's had the most amazing season, and Dylan Johnson, Sam got him from nowhere. These three jocks are not stupid. They're all brilliant. I really want to back Steel Ally, but I think, and I'm saying this, that jocks aren't stupid. I think that Tristan and Ben are going to Tristan and Dylan are going to mess around up front. Ben Jones is going to sit behind on Mambo number 5, got to turn a foot and nick it. I want to back Steel Ally. And if this was a 10-runner race, I would. But I think these two are going to get into Willie showing issues and just having it up front. And I can call it that Ben Jones is just, we've seen it happen already this season. Ben Jones doesn't panic. He'll sit there and sit there and sit there. Oh, what's going on here? Yes, he's fine. So yeah, Mambo number 5 for me.
Divine intervention. I tell you, if this plays out, if they mess around and this comes out and wins, you have to play the song Monday morning on your show.
Yeah, I do you know what? I'm embarrassed for him. Whoever named that, unless there's a good reason someone's died, it is an embarrassment to race.
Get off that fence.
You know what? No, it's people don't put apostrophes in names and like you're good, and it's like that's not you are. Or there is one horse, and it's like something about loser, and it's spelt with double O, and you're like no. Sorry.
Punctuation king over there. Right, Mambo number 5 then for Joel. I know you're a big fan of him, Frankie, as well. Were you sticking with him?
Just because of the ground, I'm going to give Steel Ally a slight edge. I can certainly see what Joel's saying, though. And Ben Jones won on him like that last time, didn't he? Easy as you like. I am a big fan, but that soft, heavy ground, Steel Ally potentially a touch tougher if he doesn't get into a, what did you show it? What did you call it? Not what did you show it? A willy waving contest, yeah. Hopefully Tristan and Mirabad lead and he can just sit off him and just tough it out. Just for the ground. But they're two great horses, really, aren't they? Exciting going forwards, the pair of them.
Okay, right. The 8th and final race we're going to look at before we get your best bets is the Veterans Chase at 2:25 at Warwick. Do we need to ask you, Frank? I assume it's Lamilos. It always is.
It's not. I've got a new veteran. New veteran.
Shut the front door.
New granddad. Here we go.
new granddad. Yeah. It is Napper's Hill. Napper's Hill may be the Napper as well.
This is a plot job as well, isn't it? This one.
Well, I put him up for the Royal American. He was beaten 8 lengths or whatever by confusion, but he went up almost a stone and ran well in the Peter Marsh, was it? And was touted as a Gold Cup contender. I think that was only Napper's Hill's second start back after 2 years or something like that. This looks a bit easier and a bit more fair at the weights, considering the hike that confusion got after the Royal American. So I am going to stick with him after his defeat last time out.
Wow. Astounded, Joel.
Take that, Lamilos. Take that.
Nap of the weekend, Lamilos. It's only Stupid. You know what's going to happen now, don't you? I'm going third in the market here. No, I like Nappers Hill, and I think Paul Nicholls has been very, very good with this. Grande Dame for me. 11 and third to Il Ridotto, Matata, Cheltenham, New Year's Day. Obviously, it's dropping class into veterans here. Off 1-3-2. Won this race before. Now I'm really, really picking at straws here, or pulling at straws, or whatever the phrase is. Off 1-3-2. Won this before 4 years ago. It's awful because people don't care. But as long as he got around safe, they've all had great careers. But no. Grand Dame for me this weekend. It's a nice little. Well, yeah, you've got to pronounce it correctly, haven't you? Not Grande Dame or whatever.
I'm astounded. I just think, how old do we feel now? Nappers Hill is a veteran. I remember him winning his Aintree bumper.
No, yeah. Earlier on, we missed out. My tie is still going, and you get a little bit emotional. You look at it and you're going. I remember first person said to me, like, there's a horse this weekend running called My Tie. And I'm looking for it as like my tie, as in like, Frankie sells ties, or tie people.
Or my tie, like my tie fighting.
Yeah, whatever. It's my tie. Yeah. But it's great, and fugitive in there, like you say, and build your dreams, or guide your dreams, whatever it's called. Nice,
cool, brilliant. Did either of you look at the Jane Seymour?
No, not yet. But could the racing club be winning it?
That's what I thought. Yeah, you might have had a look at it with you having an eye on it.
I've had a look. I know my mate Paul's got his horse in there, and it's not been declared. So
you left it.
I did. Did you look at it? Have you got an opinion? Come on, you might as well do some work.
No, I'm fine. I think it's a good race. We've got 2 mares hurdles on the card. Obviously, they've saved it. Great stuff. Obviously, it's a case of do we forgive Kingston Queen that run behind Old Park Star at Cheltenham? She looked very good beforehand. I believe she wasn't quite right after that. Obviously, no disgrace in bumping into him, and what we've seen for him do subsequently now is a supreme favourite. I was a hate up when Park Princess threw it away 2 starts ago. She then bounced back, put up a fight, but she nearly got beat, but then she did really rally at Fontwell to win last time out. So she's of interest at a price. White Noise unbeaten for Kim Bailey. That's interesting down the bottom. The Skeletons got Supreme Melina, who battled on to win well last time out. So it's a cracking race. I think I'll give Kingston Queen a chance. I do. I've always liked her. I liked her last year, and she was impressive. I thought at Newbury on a seasonal return, and I can forgive her that run at Cheltenham behind Old Park Star. So yeah, I quite like Kingston Queen in the Jane Seymour. But Path to Ronda, any news, Frankie?
No, I think they're probably slightly disappointed with what she did last time out, which was unfortunate. Not to say that she can't win it. This was always the plan from a long way out. But I think they would have liked to see a little bit more last time out. She's absolutely massive. I've seen her, and I suppose you could argue that it might just take her a bit of time to get going. And maybe the soft ground might help her as well. Big, strong mare. But I'm certainly not steaming in anyway.
Cool. Okay. Right, I've got your best bet then, Frankie. And it came in the last in the veterans race with Nappers Hill. And we did get yours off you, Joe. No, we haven't, have you? What is it, Lompresse?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for my favourite horse of all time, Denman. I'm going Lompresse. I mean, look, if you've got the money and you want to go and buy 80 galore this weekend, fair play to you. But this clip will come back to haunt me. Absolutely no chance at all. Gold Cup dreams shattered. Venetia is back. Lompresse wins the Denman Chase.
You could be right. Can we save that? Cut it out? Yeah, save that ready from.
No. What was the Grand National one? The Grand National one, about 3 stone thinner, and this cannot win every year. That comes out.
What was it? Corrie Rambler. Yeah. All right, cannot. What are you doing? Give me 50. Can't win. Yeah. Go. Just clips out there forever. Right, cheers, boys. So there we are. 8 races covered on the ITV cameras this weekend. Don't forget, like, subscribe, the Punters Guide, and you get to be aware whenever there's a new episode. And obviously, got the Road to Cheltenham on a Monday as well. We'll look back on the action. We'll dissect the Denman Chase, see if Joel was right or if he was very, very wrong, and obviously Lambert as well. see what the Walker market reacts to that one's performance in the game spirit. So yeah, brilliant. Once again, great weekend ahead to look forward to. Road Channel on Monday. Make sure you join us then as we dissect the weekend action.